Alright YouTube, what's up? We're here today. It's kind of a big day for me. I've had a lot of time into trying to figure out the end play on this engine. And the reason why I had a hard time with it is because the type of engine it is. This is a 1500, this is 1963 1500. This is 200 millimeter flywheel. The crank has the step in it. It's because it's a 6-volt crank. I had a really hard time finding these shims, and I just wanted to share it with you because the shims that are available new, I went around a little while and I tried to buy them from a couple different places. One was Bus Depot, and the other was this place called Vintage Volkswagen, and they're in California. And what I was looking up was a couple different part numbers, and basically they all came in, and they all came to the same conclusion. I ordered these parts, I got them, and they weren't the right ID. There's a step in the crank, and it's only a few thousandths, but the shims will not clear that. I don't think I can show it on camera, but so basically I bought 3 times I bought the same set of shims, and they weren't for the right crank, and I ended up reaching out on the Samba, putting a wanted ad, and I had a lot of responses from it. Just guys that have been building engines for years, and they had hordes of them. And anyway, the first guy that responded was out of Arizona. He called me, and I was at work, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. And that was the hardest thing too, was just looking up the information, and just to figure out a part number for this specific shim. It's very specific to this engine, and you can't buy it. You can't. I don't even think they produce them. So I just wanted to share this little bit of information with you. And there's just the Volkswagen community. People out there are just so wonderful. I mean, he threw it in the mail for me, and you know, this is what I get. And it's funny because he's in Arizona, I'm in Connecticut, and I said, let me send you something, and all he said, if you feel like it, why don't you send me some maple syrup? Okay. So what I'm getting at is, if you have one of these engines and you're having a hard time with the end play, I feel for you, and I hope that you could, maybe find this information useful, if you even find it. But what we have here is I got my dial indicator on the flywheel, and you tighten it down to the correct foot-pounds, ballpark anyway. And the way I did that was, my son's going to hold it. The way I did it was, well, I got to take it apart anyway, so piece of strut, something that has we'll tighten my workshop here. So I'm going to get rid of the dial indicator, but basically to figure it out, you there's a million of these videos, I'm sure, but this is how I did it. And you pull on the flywheel, and I think I figured out this is metric. I had about 0.77 millimeters. So I talked to the guy over the phone in Arizona, and he sent me the shims I needed, and that's it. So I'm gonna take this apart and get these shims on. You pause or.